Here's a little bit of snow to brighten up your Christmas. If you want to learn how to make these snowflake shower steamers, keep watching. Hi, I'm Sherry, and this is Buddy, top dog of Lucky Dog Creations. Hello friends! Today we're going to be doing another holiday-themed DIY. Today we're going to be making shower steamers that look like snowflakes. So let's get started, shall we? To make our snowflake shower steamers, we're going to need 1 cup baking soda, 1/2 cup citric acid, and the baking soda and the citric acid mixed with the water is what causes the foaming in your bath bomb or shower steamer. 1/2 cup cornstarch, 1/2 cup Epsom salt, 5 teaspoons water, which I've already got put in my glass, 1 teaspoon vitamin E oil, and then 10 to 15 drops of your favorite essential oil. And I'm going to be using, to be in the holiday theme, I'm going to be using 5 drops of peppermint and 10 drops of Holly Berry. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put our 1 cup of baking soda in our bowl, our 1/2 cup of citric acid, dump that in the bowl, 1/2 cup of Epsom salts, dump that in the bowl, and 1/2 cup cornstarch, and dump that in the bowl. And then go ahead and whisk it and get all of the big clumps out. And then I'll just set that aside for a little bit. Now you want to take your wet ingredients, and like I said, this is 5 teaspoons of water, and then 1 teaspoon of vitamin E oil, and dump that in your cup with the water. Go ahead and give it a little bit of a stir. Then I'm going to take my peppermint essential oil, and you can use whatever essential oil that you want and whatever shape you want. This doesn't have to be holiday. And then 5 drops of peppermint. And I just don't want the peppermint to be too overpowering, and so that's why I'm only using 5 of that one. And 10 drops of the holly berry. Now if you was going to go ahead and add color to your shower steamer, you would go ahead and add it to your liquid ingredients. This may end up looking like yellow snow, which is not my intention. I wanted it to be white, so we'll see how white it turns out, because I'm making snowflakes. But any color that you have is going to be a lot lighter because you have a little bit of colorant with a big bunch of the dry mix. Now the main thing that you want to do, I'm going to go ahead and take your dry ingredients, make sure you have your whisk handy, is you're going to add the wet ingredients very slowly to the dry ingredients, because you don't want it to fizz up before you get ready to use it in the bath. The more it fizzes up, the less it fizzes in the water. So what I do is I just add a little bit at a time, a drop, and then whisk. A drop, and then a whisk. And I live in Colorado in high elevation with low humidity, and this recipe works great for me. You may have to adjust your wet ingredients. You don't want it too wet or too dry, so you have to adjust your wet ingredients so you can get the consistency of damp sand in your mix. And I'll continue this until it's all mixed in. Okay, so I'm on my last tablespoon of the wet ingredients, and we are still dropping and whisking. And as soon as I finish this tablespoon, we'll see if it is the consistency of damp sand. If it is too dry, you can take a squirt bottle and squirt witch hazel, just a little squirt at a time, and mix until you get your desired consistency. Witch hazel is less likely to set off the fizzing motion. That's why I recommend witch hazel over just water. And then if your mix is too wet, you can add a little bit of cornstarch or baking soda. I'm using a silicone mold, and that can take a little bit wetter mix and it will still do the mold, but it can't be too much wetter than normal. And the mix is still white, so it won't look like yellow snow. Okay, so all the wet ingredients are mixed in with the dry. And you want it to form like that, but you can still easily break it up. So you want to take your mold, and I always make a mess out of this whenever I do it with my hand, but just go ahead and put it in the mold and press it down. And especially if it has a design on the bottom, you want to make sure it is pressed in on the bottom really good, otherwise it won't pick up the design. And fill it clear to the top. It smells really good. Originally I was going to do the holly berries and pine needles, but then I thought it would be too strong of a pine-like scent. So peppermint is always used, candy canes and that type of stuff, so it still will work out for a holiday theme. Okay, so I've got the one filled. I'll go ahead and finish as many as I can, and then I will show you. All right, so this recipe did make 6 snowflakes. Now when you're using metal or plastic molds, those will be ready in about 2 hours. Silicone molds take 18 to 24 hours to dry. So I will go ahead and set these aside, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right, so my snowflakes have been drying for 22 hours. So let's slowly and carefully take them out of the mold. I've never used this mold before, so I'm hoping that it will work. You want to just kind of pull it away and push up. And there is the first one. Not all the detail is showing, so let's try another one. That's the hardest thing about anything with detail, is to get them packed down enough that you get the detail when you take them out of the mold. And that one's a little bit better, so we'll keep trying. You may want a little bit wetter mix just so it can adhere a little bit better. And there we go. That one looks pretty good. One of these has got to be perfect, right? I'm hoping. But like all snowflakes, not one of them look alike the other. All right, so they're not perfect. They're not good enough for me to sell. But with a little bit of practice, I'm sure they'll turn out a lot better next time. If you like this video and you'd like to see more like it, please subscribe. Ring the bell so you can get notices of my future videos. Thumbs up, thumbs down, comments and suggestions are always welcome. If you have a comment on how to be able to get the detail in these a lot better, I am open for suggestions. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.